Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe. But really hit that like button right now. That would be great. Thank you. Today's video is going to debunk Candace Owens, who seems to constantly come up with a new conspiracy. She even seems to be implying that Tyler Robinson's live-in boyfriend, Twigs, is the real person. And that Tyler Robinson, just this really smart guy, such a great person, so unlike him, it couldn't be him. And Candace claims that the person in the stairwell, the surveillance images, is not Tyler Robinson. And she's absolutely wrong, okay? Tyler Robinson is the shooter of Charlie Kirk. And I have absolutely no doubt at all. This is one of the strongest cases I've ever seen. All right. Now, if you want to believe in conspiracies, ghosts, and goblins, you go right ahead. Candace Owens will sell you that all day long. So what we're going to show right now is the surveillance footage really quick. So here is Tyler Robinson coming into the area on the day of the shooting. So as we know, Tyler Robinson comes down 800 South, just like this. He walks right in front of this sort of shark tooth shaped fence right there, walks this direction, and then turns left onto 800 West. So he walks down this street, and then these two surveillance cameras pick him up. The first camera is this one, and you can see in the background the dirt area there, and the second one is right here. So let's take a look at that. So here he comes walking by the first house, and you can see he's got the white logo on the shirt, the black shirt, the backpack. He's got a baseball cap on. You can see the cap right there in that image. Sometimes when a subject is far away, it's hard to make out specific things. And then this is the second camera. Here he comes again, the same logo on the shirt, black shirt. He's limping along because he's got a rifle inside of his pants. Meaning it's actually been separated too into two parts. The barrel and the butt of the gun are inside his pants. Maybe one side has the other, but it's extremely likely and is the case that he has the rifle in his pants. Okay, so there he goes walking along the green grass right there, and then we'll go up in the air and we'll show you just what he did. He walked like this. So he's got the black shirt with the white logo on it, goes over this bridge here, and that was at like 11:50-ish. And then right over here at 11:53, he makes his way to this tunnel. And that's where we have this image right here. See that? That's him. The white logo, the hat. Now, everything's lighter looking because the sun is directly hitting it. If you look down here, his leg looks a lot darker because it's in a shadow. All right, but this is Tyler Robinson right here. It's the same person. The backpack, the white logo in the front. It's 2 minutes after the other video that we just saw. The hat. And if you notice, he's sort of carefully moving down the stairs at an angle. See, he's like at a 45-degree angle, and he's letting his right leg drop down, and then his left leg comes down to stabilize, and then lowers the leg again going downstairs. It's probably a little easier going upstairs, I would imagine. All right, so we have that image. And here's a video by Chuck Keeler. See, there's the grassy area that at the very end, after Tyler Robinson has left his rifle, the black towel, and changed clothes in the woods, you see him running back here and then comes around the left side of that building. This is the house that has the surveillance in it. That's the last bit that we see just before he turns onto the grass. All right, so we'll just move it forward a little bit. And just after this, he takes a right. And then you can see right down there is the little bridge. All right, so we're just going to speed it up through this. All right, so he crosses that little bridge made out of plywood. And we'll have somebody say that's not really plywood gray. That's actually some sort of composite. And, you know, it's just, no matter what I say, the smallest little detail they jump on. But the conspiracy theorists, they can just say whatever the hell they want, and it's all believed. It's crazy. So look at, here's the tunnel right here. And you can already see the camera. It's right there, that little white thing. And then you can see the glass of it in just a moment. But this is where Tyler Robinson is standing in the surveillance image. And right there. So as you can see, this is the exact same location. So then let's show the surveillance image. There it is. He's coming down those stairs. See that? This is how you can tell it's the exact same location. Let's make it narrow and just sort of put it there. See that? There's the parking spot behind right there. Here's the sloped roof. It's right there. And this tree here is probably that tree because the camera's a little bit further to the left of this shot right here. And then the camera turns, and then there is the surveillance camera. It's a 360-degree camera, by the way. So they can actually see him walking from behind down here. Now notice the coloring inside this tunnel here. Okay? Inside this tunnel is, it's kind of a yellow or orange tint. Look at this right here. That's exactly the same. So if you're able to, if we look at it like this, he's walking in this direction, being filmed by this camera right there. Okay, and then as he goes around the corner, so this is where Candace Owens says this is not Tyler Robinson, this one shot right here. So it comes around and then look, goes up the stairs. So I'm going to show all of you these images here. So we got that one, and then here's the first image. She says this is not the same person. This isn't Tyler Robinson right here. That's absolutely not Tyler Robinson, she said over and over and over again. And then this, she says, is not Tyler Robinson, even though he's got the same white shirt on, same as this. That's the same person moving up the same set of stairs. And then that's a shot of him again turning, and then there he is right there. Okay? So now let's take a look at them, all of them in order. All right, here he is. Now, I'm comparing these shots to different images that we've seen out there. When he was pulled over by police, look at this image right here. Are you telling me that that doesn't look like the same person? It's just a slightly different angle. You can see his ears are the same. The neck structure, like every single thing in this image is very similar. Okay? There's no way you can say that that isn't this person. So this is him going down the stairs into the tunnel. This is at the end of the tunnel. And then he takes a right, and then he starts heading up the stairs. Okay? So we have that image. Then here's the next one. Look at that. Here is an image of Tyler Robinson, and this is one from when he was pulled over in the traffic stop. Let's look at the next one. Look at that. Are you going to tell me that this person is not that person? They look absolutely similar. And now, even though that's blurry, there's no way you can say that this person right here isn't Tyler Robinson. It's just absolutely ridiculous. These two people look absolutely identical. Look at the ear. Look at the sideburns and the ear going back like that. It's almost, it's mind-boggling. All right, so let's go to the next one. And here is an image of where Candace says, oh, that's not him, that's not him. But we know it's him just because he's in a sequence of shots going up the stairs. And so this person here and this person here is this person. And then look at this right here. See how skinny he is? And that's kind of the look that he has. That looks very similar to that in body shape. And that's just an image that was out there available in the media. And then look at this picture. Are you going to tell me that that doesn't look like the same person, even in that image? Now, she'll say, oh, it's blurry. Now, see how it's blurry down there on the mouth? It just completely lost the mouth. That's because he's far away on the image. And you get artifacts like that in video, especially when it's not like really bright light and it's not HD, really high definition video. And even if it's high definition, if it's too far in the background, there's not enough pixels, and the codec and the way it's been compressed, you get these artifacts. And it happens all the time. It even happens in the surveillance footage of him being pulled over by the police officer. I mean, let's just take a look at this example right here. So see how he's far away in the background there? I mean, he's not right, like extremely far, But he's right there and the sun is behind him. Watch when I zoom in on his face. He literally doesn't have a mouth. Okay, now if we were to go forward a little bit, there it is. His mouth is opening a little bit. And that's because it's so far away. And then as it gets closer, details start showing up. See, now you can start making out his nose, etc. He wasn't actually Ernie and Bert without a mouth. Okay, this is literally Tyler Robinson right here. And you get artifacts like that, and conspiracy theorists turn that into something a lot larger. It's just the way it is. So back to the full image here. Is there anybody out there right now that's literally going to say that you don't believe that this person is Tyler Robinson? I mean, he looks absolutely the same. And here's another image right here. This same image I'm moving over here to compare to this. See how he's got the sideburns, the ear, and everything? I mean, it's just, when I look at it, it's the same person. I have zero doubt about it. I think most rational-minded people have no doubt at all that that is Tyler Robinson. Now, here's another image. This is the one in Dairy Queen. Is there anybody out there that thinks that this person isn't him? You can definitely, you know, this one, obviously, the mouth is blocked out. This is from a couple years ago. And this is him at the Dairy Queen. And this is him right there. So this person at the Dairy Queen is Tyler Robinson. So he's actually in town, apparently, according to Candace, at around 6:30 that this image was taken. So that means, you know, he is in the area. So doesn't that even give more credibility to the fact that the earlier images is him? Now, she says he looks too big and stuff like that. Listen, the camera angle here is from down, so he's been sort of squatted down. He looks stockier because of it. If the camera was straight out, perpendicular to his body, and, you know, maybe filming him straight on from mid-body, he'd look thinner, just like he always does, all right? This is the same person. So earlier, we were right here as he's making his way around the corner. So this is the tunnel, all right? And this is Tyler Robinson. There should be no doubt in anybody's mind that that's Tyler Robinson based on the images we've just shown. And then going up the stairs, there's the camera right here that filmed him going up the stairs sequentially. He's going up the stairs. You see a shot from here, here, and then when he goes around the corner, that's the final one where he's heading up the stairs. I'll turn down that audio a little bit. And then goes up the stairs and then out onto the street right here. Now let me show you where that is. All right, so he goes through the tunnel, goes underground, and if you remember, he turns to the right and then goes up a set of stairs going up like this and like that. It's just one stair down, and it puts him out right there. And then he came out right here, and then he's going to walk down this direction, I think. I don't think he'd walk out here. It's too visible. And then through here goes up some stairs and then makes his way right over here. Now, according to the probable cause document, you can see him show up at 12:02 in this area and then go through the door right here. All right, so that was probably like 12:03 or 4 when he goes through the door. Then he comes up these stairs right there, and he makes his way up onto the roof, and he's in this area at 12:15, and at 12:17 he climbs over this. See, he still has a limp, by the way, while he's moving across over here. Then in this area, he puts together the rifle that he's taken out of his pants. There's the barrel and the stock in his pants, and he puts them together, and that's likely why there was a screwdriver on the roof that he left, and there was DNA from him on the screwdriver. Then he, at 12:22, after 5 minutes of being in this area, he runs over here, and the limp is gone. That's because he has the rifle in his hands. From this position right here, he gets over here, and he kind of shimmies over, low crawl, they called it. And then from right here, he shoots right at Charlie Kirk in that position. I think I have the most accurate positioning of where Charlie Kirk was because I actually took an overhead drone shot and overlaid it into Google Earth, and it's absolutely in the correct spot. And let me show you, if you turn on and off the overhead, look at how all the lines keep lining up. And even this little door here that goes underneath the ground, if you go up, back and forth like this by transparency, you can see I have it in exactly the right spot. So that is where his tent is. And I think Charlie Kirk if we're looking straight down, he might have been just slightly, just right of center, something like that. But we're really close to having the correct location of where he was because we now know exactly where the tent was. And there is one other image I wanted to show you guys. The image that was taken from the side, I think this is from the same person with their cell phone that filmed the shooter on the roof. If you zoom in on this, I remember when we looked at this originally, see right in the center of the black, there's a white, and I said, man, maybe that's a logo when we first looked at it. A big logo on the shirt. And it turns out that's exactly what Tyler Robinson is wearing in those videos, is the white logo. So I think that's exactly what you're seeing there. Because it's such a far distance, all you see is general shapes. But you might be able to make out a color like that because even from that distance, that white logo would probably represent a pixel or two from a distance. All right, so just wanted to put that out there as well. And then after he shoots at 12:23 and I think in 22 seconds, he gets up and he starts running this direction at 12:23 and 34 seconds. He's seen right here, and he's seen, by the way, on a camera that is right there. You can see it if you go up in the air about right here. That's the camera right there. And then as we back up, let's go right over here, and then 12:23, he runs this direction around the back of the roof and then makes it into the white area here. And people are saying, why are the shadows missing in the white area? That's because it's blown out. It's because it's white and it blows out the image. I made a whole video on it yesterday. Hardly anybody watched it, so I removed it, and maybe I'll re-upload it again. But it's really obvious. If you're a videographer or anybody that works with video, those kind of effects happen. So right here, he drops down, and then he runs over here across the street and into the wooded area where he disposes of the black towel and the rifle. And law enforcement can see all of these movements from this camera, again, right here. So if you notice, this camera can see right over there across the street where he disappeared into the woods. So they went over there and they checked that wooded area, and they were able to find the rifle, and it's hidden inside of a black towel, and the shooter was nowhere to be found. But they did find the gun and the towel. Then it turns out from text messages that Tyler Robinson was communicating with his live-in boyfriend Twigs, and said that he left the gun in the woods wrapped in a towel, that he was trying to go back and get it, and he wasn't able to get it, and then he took off. And then law enforcement released the images, I think the next day, and Tyler Robinson's parents recognized him. And then the father tried to get Tyler to send a picture of the rifle, because it turns out the rifle that was found was also matched the type of rifle that Tyler Robinson had received from his grandfather. So they tried to get him to send a picture. He wouldn't do it. And then Tyler Robinson apparently made some confessions to the parents, and then they called a family friend that used to be a sheriff, and he turned himself in. And Tyler Robinson's DNA was on the trigger of the rifle found in the woods. His DNA was found on the blanket, and it was found on other parts of the gun itself. It was found apparently on the screwdriver on the roof. And Tyler Robinson admits to doing it in the text message exchange with Twigs. This case is obvious. Now you say, well, he's so smart. The shooting was planned. I don't think he planned very well the aftermath. He didn't know how he was going to feel. I think he started calling or texting Twig because he was feeling alone and he wasn't able to get his rifle, and the plan was starting to fail and fall apart, and he wanted somebody to share what he did with, even though he didn't want to. But he does tell Twig to remove the text exchange, to delete it. All right. So anyways, this case is so obvious. It's unbelievable. And let's just take a look one more time at the montage. Are you going to tell me that these three people aren't the same person? Are you going to tell me that this person isn't this person? That this person isn't this one or this one? Or that this person right here isn't this one or that one? Or that this person isn't the same? I mean, it's the same person, because this person, this one, and and this one are all the same person because they have them tracked on camera going up the stairs. So there is no doubt about it. So if any of these match, it is Tyler Robinson, right? So if you think this one looks like that, boom. If you think that one looks like that, great. And I think, when you combine this, and this, those look the same. And then look at that. This one looks just like him because this is Tyler Robinson when he was pulled over. And then if you look at the body shape here, that's exactly what he's got here. He's got a backpack on right there. And he makes his way up the stairs and eventually goes over to the Losi building and kills Charlie Kirk. There is no doubt, everybody, Candace Owens is selling you a bill of goods. And she's been doing that for 2.5, 3 years. I used to love Candace Owens. I thought she was amazing. But now I just listen to her to see what crazy theories she'll be putting out next. All right, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And if you could hit that like button for me, that would be great. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.